Welcome back to The Point. Rahul Gandhi's interview to Aaj Tak has spelled out for the first time his attitude on several key issues. Why he's not the official prime ministerial candidate of Congress, how he views the Gujarat model of development, and his key disagreement with Narendra Modi's ideology. With me to debate what Rahul Gandhi has said is Congress spokesperson Abhishek Singhvi, and in studio, BJP spokesperson Nirmala Sitharaman. Abhishek Singhvi, let's start with Rahul Gandhi's point that under the Indian Constitution, the Prime Minister should be chosen by members of Parliament, and therefore, as he puts it, a prime ministerial candidate is not really constitutional. Does this mean that Rahul Gandhi believes that the BJP has breached the Constitution by announcing that Narendra Modi is its prime ministerial candidate?
You're quite right, Karan, but he's making a much larger point, which, as you know, he first made at the AICC meet. The larger point he's making is that everybody knows that MPs elect a prime minister under the Constitution, but there is a certain inbuilt arrogance and a ego which negates all respect to both the parliamentary system and to the elected MPs when a person announces in advance that, look, I am my party's prime ministerial candidate, irrespective of which MPs come in, if the numbers are right, I shall be the Prime Minister. What he was saying at the ICC was very clear and very good. He said even though everybody knows that if the Congress comes in, he would be a very strong, almost certain Prime Ministerial candidate. He was not talking about that. He said, I want to give sufficient respect to the Mr. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, who are MPs, who must exercise, even though formally, that vote. I think that is the correct view. And one last thing, one minute, half a second. There is a second point which is there. India is too diverse, Karan. It does get elections done on individual local flavor, regional flavor. Your man on the spot in Odisha village, your man on the spot in the Bengal village. It is not presidential
resist the temptation to say it all in one answer. Let's take it bit by bit. Look at the first thing you've just heard. Rahul Gandhi believes that the BJP has breached the Constitution by announcing Narendra Modi as their prime ministerial candidate. More importantly, Rahul Gandhi has added, this is disrespecting the people, and Abhishek Singhvi says this is arrogance, arrogance towards the country, arrogance towards your own potential future MPs.
Making a virtue out of something which they want to, face, but the fact remains, if that is the truth behind, how we have to respect our constitution and so on, how did Dr. Manmohan Singh become Prime Minister? Was he elected? Not at all. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi just planted him there. So what are they lecturing us on?
And you're saying that planting was as arrogant and as disrespectful of the people as anything else?
And here very clearly, Narendra Modi is announced as a candidate. The second thing that they've done in the Congress party, even as the Prime Minister continues to be in his chair, occupying the seat of the Prime Minister's post, they've already said he may not continue.
But he said it himself, to be honest.
Later on, but the way in which they were projecting a member of the family and trying to, kite fly on the topic, which was very clear, insulting the Prime Minister even as he was seated.
In other words,
what are they lecturing to us?
You're saying that been disrespectful of the sitting Prime Minister, whereas you're being accused of being arrogant by announcing a future Prime Minister in advance.
We have announced the Prime Ministerial candidate. Let the elections be over. The formalities will be definitely done at that time. What is the hurry?
I want to challenge the point you made, that more importantly the point Rahul Gandhi made, that this is in fact a breach of the Constitution. He's only correct in the narrowest and most technical of senses, because the truth is, in every single major parliamentary democracy, Britain, Australia, Canada, Germany, Spain, the prime ministerial candidate is announced by each and every major political party well in advance. And it's done so because they believe the people have a right to know who will be prime minister if they win. That is the right you are denying the people by not announcing a prime ministerial candidate. At the end of the day, surely that's disrespect.
Karan, that is not the way India has functioned. That is not the way the Congress, which has had some 55 years of government, has functioned.
But what about adopting the best practices?
A or B?
But what about adopting the best practices
we are
all over the world?
Exactly. What Rahul Gandhi was saying was that we are adopting the best practices of how the Indian system has functioned. And we are not yet ready to deviate. And let me tell you, the BJP has also followed that in other governments in which they participate from the 70s. It's only in 2009,
can I interrupt?
for the first time when they announced Advani as a Prime Minister
but
candidate,
forgive
and
me.
now Modi.
You know, you're making a great virtue out of Rahul Gandhi's position that in fact it is the right and prerogative of future MPs to choose the PM. How then, in the middle of the Punjab campaign, did Rahul Gandhi end up announcing Captain Amarinder Singh would be the Chief Minister if Congress won? At the end of the day, Congress didn't win, but he announced it well before the voting, weeks before. How come it was acceptable in the case of Punjab, but not acceptable in the case of India?
See, it needs a little bit of depth to answer. I can't do it in a second. You see, it is not in doubt, Karan, that if the Congress comes with the numbers, Rahul Gandhi will be Prime Minister.
So then make it
that
clear.
That is not the same thing as
in
saying.
Which case make it clear. But in which case make it clear and unequivocal.
No. That's not the same thing as saying. No, it's not the same thing as saying that I announce myself as the Prime Minister candidate.
No, he has not
announced himself. And I shall not vote.
He doesn't have to announce himself.
Let me complete, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me.
Go ahead.
One minute. Let me. As far as Amarinder Singh is concerned, we have always said, in the case, of course, in this case, in the last election also, Captain Amarinder Singh was an exception. But in all our state elections, you are right, Captain Amarinder Singh was an exception. Where last time also Rahul Gandhi said
the
so. But in all our state elections,
the exception proves the hypocrisy.
The elected MLAs will announce elected MLAs in consultation with the High Command. That's our formula.
Mrs. Indira
Gandhi, you are right. In the case of
Can I put it like this?
Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi were always announced after the election by the MPs.
Not at all.
But there's no.
They campaigned as Prime Minister.
Let me stop you there. Let me just a moment. Abhishek Singhvi.
That's an incumbent Prime Minister.
Pause a
That's
moment.
an incumbent Prime Minister.
Abhishek Singhvi, pause a moment. Take a big long breath and hold it for a while. I want to go to Nirmala Sitharaman instead. The argument being made by Congress is that, in fact, by announcing Narendra Modi in advance, you are denying the MPs that will be elected on your ticket the fundamental right of choosing for themselves. Now, they are presented with the fait accompli. Suppose in the circumstances that, in fact, you end up with just 160, 170, and you can't get allies because your allies won't come under a Modi leadership, your MPs will either face the prospect of continuing with Modi but not getting allies, or ditching Modi to get allies, and that's a problem you've created for them. Surely it was better avoided.
Not at all. What you're missing out on is, even before elections, we have nearly 25 parties already in alliance with us. The NDA has become stronger even before the elections.
That's not a guarantee you're going to get more than 160, 170.
Leave that. But the fact that all the while we've been told, once you have Mr. Modi announced as your prime ministerial candidate, you will not have any partners coming in before the election. But now I'm telling you, there are 25 of them. Did you all take account of it? It is the Congress today which is left with nobody.
All right, let's move on. Abhishek Singhvi, let's now come to Rahul Gandhi's claim that the BJP campaign is only generating more noise. He says their marketing is better and hence they get better publicity. Is he right to be so dismissive of a campaign that has clearly caught the imagination and attention of the country in a way in which Congress has not?
Look, nobody is suggesting that in a democracy you cannot campaign. And I straight away concede that there is an element of incumbency in a government which is the first post-Nehru government to have 10 years. But that is very different from saying, and what he's really saying, the substance of what he's saying is, a lot of it is hype, slogan, hollowness, shoot and scoot.
But I agree that's what he's saying. I'm simply questioning whether he's right to be so dismissive. Is he right to be so dismissive of a campaign that the polls are suggesting is winning?
No, Karan, so dismissive is a subjective phrase. Nobody is dismissive. We are fighting an election with everything we've got. We are giving it our best. This is an election campaign and we don't treat our political enemies for granted. Certainly not. We fight it full. And he's not dismissive at all. Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are going up and down the country. Every congressman is fighting.
You may say he's not dismissive, but you know, when you say that they're only generating more noise, that is dismissiveness in the extreme, some would say.
Yes, we believe he's not generating any substance. I would say it again.
Then
you see speeches, his speeches are taunts, barbs, insults, no facts, taunts, barbs, insults, no facts. Now, you know, it's a different matter that he may win a constituency or not. It doesn't change my allegation that he speaks very little of substance.
Forgive me, Mr.
and much
Singhvi,
more of rhetoric.
Now you're being dismissive. It's not just Rahul Gandhi, you're being dismissive as well.
Wow, okay, now I agree, I understand. If you think that is dismissive, then yes, Rahul Gandhi is dismissive, Congress is dismissive, we are dismissive.
All right.
But I don't call it dismissive.
All right.
I call it exposing Mr. Modi's techniques.
I should learn this inference, this logic of everything being discussed.
Just a moment. Nirmala Sitharaman is trying to get a word in edgeways. Be a gentleman and let a lady have a chance to talk. Go ahead.
No, I thought the dismissive, the tone and tenor being dismissive is very apparent. But a lot of noise. I would want to ask, raising repeatedly questions for which in the parliament we didn't get answers. At least now, aren't the citizens, in a position to hear from you the answers for the questions raised?
Let me put to you a question that Congress has raised about your campaign. Anand Sharma has publicly said that the BJP is spending 10,000 crore on its election campaign, and secondly, 90%, that's 9,000 crore, is black money.
Anand Sharma's this allegation was answered by Mr. Modi himself. He said, why? Please go to the Enforcement Directorate and also use the CBI if you want to have an investigation done, and please do it quickly. That's what he said in a television interview. Stand by that line. Please let us have it. But the fact cannot be.
So you're challenging Congress, are you?
Of course, because the Congress party can keep throwing any amount of mud on us. But the fact remains, they had government funds in the name of Bharat Nirman.
Let's go to that challenge. You've been challenged in studio. Nirmala Sitharaman and before that Narendra Modi say, if you really believe that we are spending 9,000 crore of black money, put the CBI behind us, go to the Enforcement Directorate. Absolutely. You've got a month more in government to do it. Will you do it? Or is this just one of those silly things politicians say?
Obviously you know that in 1 month there is no inquiry going to be complete, and you will want to become a martyr. You will go to town shouting that we are persecuting you.
Sir?
That's a very easy answer to give.
That's an easy
It's not a very convincing answer. That's the problem. It may be easy, but it's not convincing.
No, I'll tell you. You can rest assured, if and when we come to power, after 16th of May, we will do it.
Yeah.
But his allegation is, go and do it now.
If and when maybe the appropriate thing. Do you accept that the taunt and challenge that you threw can't be taken up because it's only a month and no inquiry can be held in a month? Do you accept that as an answer?
No, but then the people who are throwing the challenge should also remember that they can't just throw a challenge and not get a reply from us.
Let's move on, Abhishek Singhvi. Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi started to refer to Narendra Modi's Gujarat model as a toffee model, on the grounds that Modi has given a parcel of land to Adani as large as Aurangabad for just 1 rupee a square meter, which he says is also the price of a toffee. Rahul also claims that as a result, in 10 years, Adani's assets have shot up from 3,000 crore to 40,000 crore. I want to ask you a very simple, blunt question. Is Rahul Gandhi sure of these facts, or is he simply throwing mud in the hope that some of it will stick?
Of course not. He doesn't claim to be sure of the facts down to a decimal point, of course. But broadly, the point he's making has been made by him before.
Oh, just a moment. That doesn't mean it's accurate.
The point is simple.
Just because you made a point twice doesn't mean it's accurate.
It's accurate.
And what's this business about broadly?
No.
What do you mean by broadly?
It's 100% accurate. I'll tell you. If you are faulting him for a decimal point and there is X acres and not X minus 2 acres, I'm not vouching for that. But he has made the point that Mr. Adani's group of companies have got lands the size of a city at a price which is the price of a toffee.
Have you got proof of this?
Well, he has made the allegation. Let them deny it. I can tell you that we have proof of that.
He's a responsible politician. I take it you don't make allegations without substance and proof. Has he got proof? Tell me that.
Of course we do.
Where is it? Why haven't you made it public? Why haven't you made it public?
Because you don't get up in a rally and make public the proof.
Oh, just a moment.
You go and see the
what sort of politician throws mud at a rally without making the proof public? It's a responsible man who first delivers the proof. It's an irresponsible man who only makes allegations.
Why is there responsibility? He's not in a TV debate. He has told you that the area is X, the price is Y. Let them deny it.
No. In this world, surely if he's a responsible politician and he can't make the proof public at a rally, surely you can make it public at a press conference. You can release it on television. You can put it on the net. None of that has happened. So I ask.
Yes, of course. That's not the way election campaign is fought. If somebody challenges on the proof, if they go to the election commission and produce it. We stand by what we said. I'm not running away from it. We stand by the fact that Adani has been favored in Gujarat by Modi government to the extent of squandering public largesse.
Let me
And
on this
please challenge
specific
us.
point.
No,
Please
but
file defamation.
you may find- you
and
may-
let me ask you a question. Why
No,
don't you file
no,
defamation?
you answer now.
Why don't you
No,
go
you
election
can't.
commission?
You can't now
Why don't you
question
go election
us. You
commission?
first of all answer the questions raised by Karan. Much before that,
I am answering it.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Between 1985 and 90, when the RJP under Shankar Singh Waghela was in power, with the Congress support, the toffee theory held good for 1 rupee per square meter. And I can give you documents to prove this.
But just a moment.
It was then.
You're also deflecting. Let's not go to Shankar
that's
Singh
very
Waghela.
interesting. It was then.
That was
Very
over
important.
12 years ago.
Very
I
important.
want
But
to
that toffee theory
No, please
was
note that.
applicable.
But-
Dr. Singhvi, hold on.
Karan, I have to say
You
something.
may
I'll
ask me a
come to you in a
specific
moment's
question,
time.
but this is proof. I can give you
Let
proof.
me-
1 rupee per square
But
meter
that's-
was during Shankar Singh
Maybe
Waghela,
it was, but
supported
just
by
to-
the Congress.
You may
not
be right.
during
You may be
Modi's
right, but that's
time.
not the issue tonight. The issue tonight is that the charges raised of crony capitalism by Rahul Gandhi against Mr. Modi and Adani are extremely serious. And to taunt you, in fact, Rahul Gandhi has gone one step further. He says the earlier Vajpayee-Advani partnership has now transformed into a Modi-Adani partnership. And I ask you, have you got proof to prove that Rahul Gandhi is lying?
Absolutely. I'll tell you why.
Where is the proof?
There is not. I'll show you. I didn't think you're going to ask me. Now I will certainly give you. And today Prakash Javadekar held a press conference showing some of the facts. We'll get you more of it. But the fact remains.
What are the pertinent
I'll
facts?
give you.
I'll put them immediately
I'll give
to
you
Abhishek.
one line which will give you the answer for this. This rupee 1 per square meter giving away land to Adani did not happen during Modi's regime. That itself
You
tells
mean it happened earlier?
it may have happened under the RJP, and that is why I'm saying Shankar Singh Waghela's time, 1 rupee per square meter, land was given away when he was supported by the Congress party.
Abhishek
And
Singhvi,
therefore,
Abhishek Singhvi, what you're hearing from Nirmala Sitharaman is that even if the facts about the land being given away at 1 rupee a square meter are correct, and she's even questioning that, but even if they are, it happened well before Mr. Modi came to power. It happened when Shankar Singh Waghela was chief minister, and he now, in case you've forgotten, is a
Yes,
member
you're
of your
opposition
party.
there.
So have you got
Two
critical facts
answers.
wrong, and is it boomeranging on
answers.
you?
Two answers. Number one, if this was illegal, what she's saying, which she has not said, the BJP has not said in public, why did 12 years of Modi rule not lead to any action? The precise question you asked.
oh, come on, don't shift the mic post. This
Second,
didn't happen during
Waghela
Modi's time.
was a
I'm raising a
BJP
question
prime-
about this
chief
toffee
minister.
theory, and you're now
BJP
telling why didn't you take action? You did it, and you put the muck on
Waghela
somebody else,
was
and then you
BJP.
expect
He
us
was
to
not
also take
Congress in
action
any
and then
manner
come back
then.
to you? What kind of a
He was
politics
not
is
Congress
this?
at all.
What kind of a politics
But
is
just
He
a
was
moment.
of the
But the
BJP,
point,
by the
Abhishek
BJP
Singhvi,
then,
is
nothing to do with the Congress.
the critical point you're overlooking, and I'm sure you're doing it deliberately, is that if in fact this happened when Shankar Singh Waghela was chief minister, a man now who's in your party and not Modi, you can't use it as a charge against Mr. Modi. And since it's being used by Rahul Gandhi to
No, but we
devalue
are
the Gujarat
denying
model
it.
by calling it the toffee model, surely Rahul
Karan,
Gandhi's got his facts embarrassingly wrong. That's what she's saying.
Karan, we are denying it. We are saying that there is nobody who has been favored more than Mr. Adani than the 12 years of Modi's rule. We are not accepting
don't
what
keep
she's
repeating
saying.
allegations
I'm
for
saying,
which you
assuming
don't have
what she's
proof.
saying is true, Waghela is not a congressman at that time.
Why-
and Mr. Modi
RJP
took no
supported
action
by
for
the
12 years
Congress.
against what she says.
Just a moment. Both of you have claimed that you have proof to substantiate the allegations you've made. Nirmala Sitharaman says she has proof of this happening when Shankar Singh Waghela was chief minister. You said that you have proof that you can make public that this happened under Modi. I'm going to ask you both to send your documentary proof to this channel tomorrow so that if it's there and it's available, it can be made public to the people of India. Because it's only fair that if you make allegations which you claim are backed up with proof, that proof should be provided as well.
Absolutely.
Now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move on by asking you, Abhishek Singhvi, a simple question. It's not just Adani that Rahul Gandhi is accusing of crony capitalism. He's also accused Ratan Tata of crony capitalism. It's all over the front page of the Economic Times. Is Rahul Gandhi suddenly trying to imitate Kejriwal and annoy top industrialists with what seem like baseless, if not irritating, accusations?
No, there's no question of imitating anybody. There's no question of imitating anybody. All we are saying is that certainly he is not suggesting that Mr. A or Mr. Tata is guilty of crony capitalism every time. He is certainly saying that in a particular project, and we've talked about that project earlier, the car project, there has been crony capitalist processes, which means favoring
What is a
people
crony
at
capitalist
throwaway
process, and how does it differ
distributing-
from crony capitalism?
That
I know
is
you're a
squandering
great
public
lawyer,
largesse.
but you're hair-splitting, aren't you?
Squandering state largesse.
It's either
Nothing
crony
at all. You're far
capitalism
too intelligent
or
not
it's
to understand
not.
the English language.
That's why I'm asking you.
Squandering
Thank you
state
for the
largesse
compliment.
for a
That's why I'm
nano
questioning
project.
you. What
For
is
a
crony
nano project.
capitalism processes as opposed to crony capitalism per se?
Squandering
All right.
squandering state largesse for the nano project.
Let me.
You said so openly. That doesn't mean
Okay.
that Tata is a crony capitalist for everything.
Well,
in
just-
this project,
Oh, really?
I
You're
don't think
admitting that? Oh
Mr.
my
Tata
God.
will be
Yes, for a
pleased
nano
that you're
project.
only accusing him in one instance and not everything. It's not a distinction that will bring a smile to his face by any means. He's going to resent the accusation, whether it's in one instance or several. But let me take up a challenge. Abhishek Singhvi threw at you when you were both quarreling with each other. He says, if he's wrong, if Rahul Gandhi's got his facts right, or if Mr. Rahul Gandhi hasn't, take him to court. Why doesn't Mr. Modi, why doesn't Mr. Adani sue Rahul Gandhi for defamation? And let me add that if you don't, your reluctance or your failure will raise doubts and questions in people's minds.
Very well said, Karan, but these are election times, and there are reasons why the party would do something now, may not do something now. But the fact remains we are...
What? Give me one
No,
good reason why you wouldn't.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Now we are very clearly saying we will show you the documentary proof. We are also raising questions as to that 1 rupee per square meter land business happened at a particular time, for which again we'll show the proof.
But
it's not
Modi's
because...
reputation is being besmirched. Adani's reputation is being besmirched. They're being accused of corruption, and if it's wrong, sue for defamation. And if you don't, people will wonder why or not.
Very well, but this kind of... what we will do or what we won't do, the party will take a call. But as regards...
When?
You've just asked me a question. You don't expect me to surely give you an assurance
the
here.
party's thought of this earlier.
Very well. If there is something, I'll let you know. But I can't instantly respond to a very important question which you asked. However important it may be, it's a party which has to give a brief to me to say, a reply on that.
Very quickly, Abhishek Singhvi, do you accept that as an answer?
Obviously not, because if you make an allegation as specific as that, and for 48 hours you don't have the proof on front of your table, it means you don't have it. You are just saying on television, you are pretending.
Imagine, allegation
You
comes
could
from
produce it
Rahul
in 2
Gandhi,
minutes.
threat also comes from the Congress spokesperson. Imagine the audacity. I'm sorry to say this.
Do you believe, and I want to make the same question to both of you,
The
do you
audacity
believe
is not
that
producing the
conducting an election in terms of allegations that so far are unsubstantiated, even if both of you believe you have proof under your sleeves, is the best and credible way of fighting an election? Or are you simply demeaning the election and demeaning the Indian voter? A quick answer first, Abhishek, then Nirmala.
Let me tell you, Karan, a certain amount of excess, a certain amount of degree, a certain amount of exaggeration is part of the political rhetorical process. I don't think you speak like a seminar.
Oh,
But the
I'm not sure
substance
whether
of what you
defamation
say
is a
must
certain
be
amount
true.
of excess.
A substance of what you say, no, 1 minute, Karan, please hear the answer. A substance of what you say must be true. I cannot create a figment of an imagination and make an allegation which is a part of my mind.
He's saying,
And
in
that is the crux
layman's
of it.
language, he's saying
Everything which we have
somewhere
said
there is a
is
core
correct
of truth,
in
even if the
substance.
dressing is exaggerated. Is
Like
that
the
also
way-
true? Is that also
No,
true?
no,
No,
Let me
because
finish
here
that
the
difference.
allegations
I said
are coming from the
decimal
Congress,
point
like the way
or
the
a few
claim
crores.
made on the road building.
But is this a
Supreme Court
credible
affidavit
way,
lies in front of
a credible
them.
way of fighting an election?
No, you should ask the Congress.
I'm asking you because you're
Absolutely.
making similar
No.
charges too.
No, I'm answering it because the theory comes out of a practice
All
which
right.
existed during their time.
Let's
not
leave
ours.
it there. We've had a little bit of a friendly quarrel. Let's hope it remains friendly and not so much of a quarrel. My thanks both to Abhishek Singhvi and Nirmala Sitharaman for joining me. And no doubt as this election hots up, we're going to see a lot more of such allegation, perhaps even verging towards defamation. Keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. Goodbye. Good night.